Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. Welcome to another week of Cooking with Katie and a Cocktail. We're running just a few seconds behind, but you know what else is new? It's becoming the norm, really. Happy Thursday, Cooking with Katie and a Cocktail. All brought to you by Best Way Grocery. And we are celebrating Father's Day. You have a few days left, so if you have not even thought about your father yet, it's time to start thinking about how you can make your dad feel really special for Father's Day. And I think that my husband, producer Ben, would agree that the way that I show love is through food, even though I feel like I'm a pretty good gift giver as well. Wouldn't you say?
You show your love through food like no other.
I really do. And I'm a good gift giver.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and that too. But I don't know why. I think that's what a lot of people do. They show love through food. And we were I was talking with Ben about, some of his favorite recipes or like getting ideas for Father's Day food. And Ben, you sent me a couple recipes that you thought sounded really great. Like one was creamy lemon chicken, and then there were a couple other ideas that we had thrown out thinking like, what's manly, what's dad, because for Mother's Day we did salad, which was delicious, but mom's like lighter fare typically, and then dad's like the meat and the potatoes. So we are doing a version of meat and potatoes tonight.
Well, meat.
Yeah, but I also have the water on for potatoes for later.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to that on the show because everybody makes their mashed potatoes pretty much the same way. So you make your mashed potatoes how you want to make your mashed potatoes. We are making fried chicken. And we're also going to be making an old-fashioned cocktail because to me that screams classic. It screams manly cocktail. To me, also gentleman. You're a gentleman if you like an old-fashioned. And plus, they just taste really good. I like an old-fashioned. I've never ordered one in a bar before, but let me tell you something. I'm going to start because I really, really have come to enjoy them. So let's get started on our old-fashioned, and we are going to double this recipe, obviously, because I get one, and producer Ben gets one. And Ben, we already made a picture earlier, taste testing, that's what we do. And you made it in this pitcher, just because it's easier to make two of them that way, or three, or four, or five. But also because with the old-fashioned, you don't want it to get watered down until it's in your glass. So let's put a little bit of ice in here, and we work a little bit quickly, and then we'll put it into our own glasses. Once upon a time, I think for your last birthday, I bought you these really awesome, big, round molds for round ice balls that go into your drink that melt very slowly and don't put a lot of water into your drink. And do you think that they were in the freezer?
They were.
They were not.
They were.
No, they weren't.
I filled it up one time.
Filled it up one time.
In a
made
year.
4 drinks with the big ice balls.
Yep.
And then when we could have been using them on the show today, we had to refill them.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll just use regular ice. So, Ben, you did fill this pitcher with ice first, right? Or did you mix it first?
I put everything in there first, and then I put ice
and then
in.
You did ice?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it that way, because I really want to taste the strength of this drink, because it's a strong one, just so you know. Manly, remember, hair on your chest. So we're going to start with, we're using Angel's Envy bourbon. It's delicious. I really enjoy this one. We did remember we did the bourbon tasting not so long ago?
That was not part of it.
This one wasn't, but after we did the tasting, I found that, what was it, the Woodford Reserve?
Yeah, the Woodford Double Oak.
Yeah. That one, out of a blind taste test, was my favorite, which isn't that also one of the most expensive?
Yeah, it's not cheap. But.
Yeah. Didn't do that on purpose, just the way that it all came down. But this one is fantastic too. So if you've never tried this one, Angel's Envy, how much is this one per?
I think it's probably $50, $45, something like that.
$45 per bottle. We're going to be using quite a bit tonight. So this is about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces.
And the special thing about that Angel's Envy is that they finish it in a port cask, I guess, just to get some of that port wine flavor to it. So some people that are bourbon purists would say that's not really bourbon because it's not all bourbon barrels and from start to finish, but it's starting. That idea is starting to gain ground in the bourbon industry. I guess people are starting to finish their bourbons off in different things.
But isn't it also
and people are doing wine and bourbon in different kinds of spirit barrels as well.
I was going to say, isn't it kind of going that way in the wine world too, where you're seeing more and more of the wines being aged in bourbon barrels and whiskey barrels and
rum barrels and one and tequila barrels and stuff like that.
Interesting. I mean, it's definitely an interesting flavor, and people are having fun with fermenting and aging and their liquors or their products. So we have about 4 ounces of bourbon in here, and then when we were doing this earlier, you just went nuts with the Angostura bitters.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the same.
5 or 6, just good heavy dashes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 per individual drink. So.
There you go. That's good enough.
It's good enough. And did you also add the orange bitters in there too? Because we have an orange, so.
I know. I added them just because I was just
taste testing.
Yeah, just trying some different things out, but.
All right. Well, so and you we just did the peel of the orange, and so I'm gonna kind of mimic that here. Put some of that in there and use.
So then, if you're using orange bitters, you wouldn't have to do this part, but it's a.
To me, this is one of the classic parts of this. Release some of the oil in there. You just dropped it right in, right? And I'm going to do a little bit more because I really liked it. I thought it was delicious. And then also one of the classic parts to me is the Luxardo cherry in here as well. And I think, what is it? The classic recipe would be a sugar cube.
Yeah.
On top, you put an orange in the bottom of your glass, and then you put a sugar cube in there, and then you can add your cherry if you're going to add your cherry, and then kind of muddle it all together, and then you add the bourbon on top. But I'm not going to do the sugar cube because the Luxardo cherries are in, and look, we've featured these a bunch on this show, but the syrup that these cherries come in is so thick and so sweet that this will be the substitute for the sugar cube. But I'm going to put a couple of those, and I do have some right there, but I'm just going to do the juice for right now and add the cherry in a minute. And really, it's not juice, it's a syrup. That is a thick, delicious syrup in there. Syrup.
Go ahead and put those cherries in there too.
You think? Mash them up?
Well, not mash them up. I just kind of stir them around.
You don't want me to macerate them?
No.
Woo! I also don't want to waste any of this delicious syrup. All right. So those are in there. I'll try not to mash those. Actually, I'm just going to stir. I don't need to mash, right?
Well, you need to put ice in there now.
No, I do. Let me just stir it a little bit. Okay, now fill.
So David commented on here, I've not thought about Father's Day, and I'm a father. I was like, hey, you know what? That's how we don't think about ourselves on special days for ourselves.
Biggest load of that I have ever heard.
Always thinking about
Please.
Your family and making sure that they are.
You want to know how I know that this
happy
is a
on
load?
Father's Day.
Is because every single time I'm getting ready to celebrate Mother's Day or I'm getting ready to celebrate my own birthday, my husband mysteriously disappears for, 7 to 8 hours before my actual event or we're celebrating. He's like, I have to get stuff. Before Christmas, I have to get stuff. So I know damn well that he was not thinking about it until 5 minutes before the celebration began.
You would find it because I have nowhere to hide stuff.
You're oozing BS right now. Oozing it. All
and
right.
Then Rachel says hello from Texas.
Hey, Rachel from Texas. Just filling up our glasses with some ice. And I try throughout the year to really listen to my husband and certain things that he wants gift-wise for his birthday, which you just celebrated this past Tuesday. He's been saying how he needs to have some melatonin to sleep. And so I I did. I knew that I was going to get him melatonin, and so bought him 2 big bottles of melatonin so that he could sleep. But
Felt like I hit the lottery.
I know. It was a good gift. Okay, so pour your cocktail over some more ice, and you strained, right?
Yeah, I strained.
Yeah. Ooh, some angel envy right there. Just strain.
I learned this from... Oh, that's one way to do it.
I can't hold it the other way.
Why not?
My hands don't operate that way.
Oh.
I can't explain it. Oh, God.
There you go.
I don't.
Just,
like this?
Yeah.
But it's not, okay.
It's okay. I was just trying to hold the ice back, that's all.
Okay. It's not because I've already had one of these cocktails that... But one of the things that I think we both would like to have, although I'm going to try to do it at some point, I'm telling you this now because you're not getting it for Father's Day, but we're looking for some really awesome rocks glasses. And that was one of the things, Ben had said that maybe going to like an estate sale or not thrift, but like thrift for sure. We
Goodwill.
could.
I mean, like, I'm sure people have already picked through it because of how popular cocktails and everything, and having mismatched everything.
I was thinking more of like ones where I guess it's more along the lines of estate sales where they sell the whole collection. Sometimes if you go to the thrift store though, they sell like 1 or 2.
Perfect.
Which is I guess all that we need.
Perfect.
But anyway, where he's not getting it, so it doesn't matter. But if you've ever, if you know of a good place to get some really cool, one-of-a-kind, unique rocks glasses, let me know because we are looking.
Edwina?
Yeah.
Swain?
From on Facebook?
Yeah. It says Jolo has a great product to use for this.
Jolo has a great product to use?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
What did we do with the vermouth? That was for the Negroni.
Yes, that was for that.
Yeah.
I just put an orange peel in here, and I'm going to add my own cherry since I think it got left behind in
You could always just fish it out of the thing.
I could, but then I'd be wasting the syrup. I'd have to lick my fingers live on the camera. So there is your old-fashioned cheers.
Your dad says he never thinks of Father's Day.
That's also a lie. Okay. Here you
Yeah,
go.
the vermouth.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy early Father's Day. This is going to be a perfect cocktail to make for your dad. And, of course, you can find it at cookingwithkatieandacocktail.com. I do promise to upload it. And tell me, are you all checking out cookingwithkatieandacocktail.com? Because you can find all of the recipes there, all of the cocktails that we do and make. And also, you can find this cooking show if you're not able to watch the whole thing or maybe you're joining us a little bit later. I do have the video embedded into cookingwithkatieandacocktail.com. Cheers.
Talking about the vermouth, and yes, we did have the vermouth.
This one's stronger than the one you made.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the sweet vermouth from Jolo was really...
Yes, it was great.
That was good.
It was very good. Fun. It's fun to play with different cocktails.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat these cherries later, so I'm just going to put this over here. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to be making fried chicken with a white gravy. And first we're going to start with dredging our chicken. And, when I was thinking about different recipes, one of the things that one of my uncles really likes is chicken fried steak. Super Southern, but we're going to do fried chicken tenders because it's kind of a fun thing, for dads. Like, let's say you're sitting around, you're watching golf. I was going to say, what else is there? There's baseball, basketball right now, right? Unless that's over. Is that over?
I don't know. Basketball thing is still going on.
The NBA Finals, is that right? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is fun because you can eat this with your hands, and I know dudes love eating stuff with their hands. Let's be real, everyone loves eating things with their hands. So we're gonna do fried chicken tenders, and we're gonna serve it with a white gravy. But also, we're making mashed potatoes. You could serve this with a salad if you wanted to. You could serve it with some sort of pasta dish. But we're going, or
vegetables,
or a vegetable if you wanted.
I mean, if you don't want everything.
Well, but to me, fried chicken goes with gravy and mashed potatoes and maybe some collard greens and maybe some macaroni and cheese. I mean, it's just like a southern stick to your belly kind of recipe. And don't all dads want that? I thought so. Let's get started. We have in the fridge some of the boneless, skinless chicken tenders. And we put them onto our cutting board lined with plastic wrap, and then topped it with plastic wrap, and then took the bottom, the brazier, used the bottom to smash down the chicken to make it about 1/4 of an inch. They were already pretty thin to begin with.
Yeah.
But you just want them to be even.
They just fry better that way.
They fry better, and they fry evenly,
yeah.
and you're getting them all in the pan at the same time, and then you're getting them all out if they're the same cut. And the same thickness. So we've already done that in preparation. We're going to we're going to get 2 dredging stations. This is a really interesting thing that I was excited to show you all. So my friend Margaret has chickens and ducks and I think 2 turkeys in her backyard. And she said, do you need some eggs? I have so many eggs. And I said, I would love some eggs from your chickens. And so she very kindly gave us a ton of eggs, and I've been thinking of all sorts of ways to use them, including using some duck eggs, Ben, in your birthday cake. And we're going to be using duck eggs for our dredging station. I have 2. You can tell they're duck eggs because they're big compared to, let me show you. Compared to the chicken egg that she gave us, pretty good size, right?
Yeah, big difference.
So, then the other thing, when we were making your cake, Ben, I noticed that the shell is a lot thicker on a duck egg too. So I'll show you. This is a cup of milk, cup of whole milk, I should say. You absolutely could use buttermilk here if you wanted to, but a cup of whole milk. Let me use this, and then I'm going to crack my duck egg, and look at how thick. I mean, really cracking through or breaking through the membrane there. There's 1. I'm using 2 because it's dredging. We're not using this for anything other than, oops, got a little bit of a shell in there. For anything other than, came out so easily, coating the chicken. And so I'm just going to beat these. Beautiful color. You can definitely tell eggs in the color of the yolk and the richness of the yolk. You didn't believe me at first when we started buying eggs that were either local or ones that were pasture eggs, pasture-raised eggs. But then you got hooked, and now that's all we do, unless my friend Margaret will keep sharing her eggs with us. I did tell her I would pay her, but she said, take the eggs. So many eggs, she just wanted cartons. But we're going to add this egg mixture into our milk and stir that around. So it's incorporated. And then we're also going to do another dredge station with our dry ingredients. Okay. Set this aside, and the dry ingredients include 3/4 cup of flour, gonna go into here. We're also using a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, which is going to add some crunchiness to, we want a lot of crispiness and crunchiness to our fried chicken. Oh, and by the way, I was wondering, why don't we just call it fried chicken? Because that's
basically
what it is, right? And what I could find on the history of fried chicken is this. See if you can follow along. You probably already know, but I just learned. So, chicken fried steak is where you take a cube steak and you dredge it and fry it like chicken, hence chicken fried steak. fried chicken, if you're making just regular fried chicken, you dredge it in the dry ingredients and then throw it into your oil and fry it, so that's fried chicken. If you're doing fried chicken, you're chicken frying it like you chicken fry a steak. Does that make sense?
Sounds complicated.
It's the same process that you're doing for chicken fried steak, but you're doing it to chicken, so chicken fried chicken. Anyway, it's a lot of chicken fried everything, but it's delicious. So 3/4 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt into our dry dredge. It's fun to say, dry dredge. A teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. We want to give this a lot of flavor. A 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, freshly cracked black pepper. And just a pinch or sprinkle of some paprika and just a sprinkle of some cayenne. I'm not going to make it too spicy. It's not going to add that much, but I'm not going to make it too spicy because I do definitely think that the kids will be excited to eat this. So those were our dry ingredients. Just going to stir this around, get it all incorporated. And you could definitely do this with just regular boneless, skinless chicken breasts if you wanted. And then just cut it up into pieces yourself. If you're, we have a lot of guys on, what are you guys asking for or wishing for Father's Day? And don't say peace and quiet. That's what moms say.
Yeah, I would like, well, no, I get peace and quiet. Right now. It's quiet.
Yeah, right now,
peaceful.
our kids are watching a movie.
Yeah.
Until they're not.
Yeah, until they're not, then they'll be in here.
Yeah.
We'll see them.
They will.
I'm sure soon.
Okay, so I have just a baking sheet with, what do you call that? A rack in it, ready to go. We are going to take our chicken. Actually, let me start like this. And we're going to go into the egg mixture, soak it all around, go into our dry mixture, shake it off, put it onto our rack. So that is how we're doing.
Get ready to fry.
Get ready to go. Well, actually, while we're making the gravy, this chicken is going to go into the fridge just to sit for a while. When the gravy is finished, then we start with frying the chicken. What are you making that weirdo head movement for? He's like...
It's just a lot of steps.
Well, it is. But you know what? You dads are worth it.
Thank you, honey.
Pulled that one straight out of my butt.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 tender in the egg and the milk, and then into your dredge. And I definitely think that you could be doing this, a couple tenders at a time.
Yep.
And so we will. I'm just going to get them into...
The ones at the bottom can marinate in the milk, and I guess buttermilk does a better job at marinating, but
Yeah. I mean, but does it for a short amount of time?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's only going to be in there for like 10 seconds.
So. This is where it would be helpful if we had pre-recorded for you to, or maybe pre-dredge, so you could see some of them. Anyway, anybody telling you what they want for Father's Day?
Elaine says hello, though. She says, yes, it sounds complicated, but I bet it's delicious.
It's not really that complicated. It's not, I promise. What have I done so far that's been complicated? Nothing.
Yeah, I think she's talking about how it sounds complicated with the chicken fried.
Oh, yeah, that part is complicated.
Fried steak, fried chicken.
Quite honestly, I thought that it was going to be a much easier explanation before, and it wasn't.
No, that was not. And BB&T is saying hello. That's Book, Beat, and True. They're a singing band.
Hey! Y'all sign up for our local talent?
They can send in a video.
Yes, they can. Send the video in.
To what? Matt or Squid?
To Squid at 1075kzl.com, and we'll get you booked. This week we had an electric celloist come in, and she
Is it just
seriously
cellist or is it?
Cellist. Cello.
I think it's cellist.
Cellist?
Right?
Cellist.
Whatever.
No. She played the electric cello.
Yeah.
How's that? She has more talent in her tiny little fingers than I feel like I have in my entire body. It was astounding to watch her play. And of course, you know, her cello is beautiful. We did ask, I asked.
Sorry,
What happened?
I had it on the overhead while you were doing all that.
Oh, sorry.
People were really falling asleep.
Listen, I'm trying. I'm going as fast as I can. Anyway,
now they can see you talk about it instead of just seeing your hands working the dredge and the dip.
Well, the girl who played the cello, Brianna, we were talking about the electric cello that she had, and it was gorgeous. I mean, unlike anything that I had ever seen. And she said it was $2,500, and it was all custom and just crazy. And she said that the music school and Oberlin was the music school that she went to, and she said that she actually ended up dropping out because she said that it was so cutthroat that she no longer enjoyed playing, and that doing that was her life. And so when she went to school and it started to really make her not want to do that every day, she said I don't want to do this anymore. So she dropped out, and you know what? I don't think it's hurting her because she's unreal. All of those videos can be found on our website at 1075kzl.com and on our social media, if you didn't get to see it. All right, I'm finally finished. I know. I hope you haven't left us or abandoned us.
Gosh, your mom's on here too.
She is? Hi, Mom.
But it could just be your dad jumping from Facebook profile to profile. I'm not really sure yet.
He's got his own profile. All right. So that is the end of that.
Don't put it down. We'll get a call from the plumber if it goes down the sink.
Okay. These things out of the way. Take this. Put it right here and wash. Oh.
Brittany says she's impressed at how fast you did that.
Thank you, Brittany.
Yes.
My husband was annoying me.
That's what I live for.
Do you? I'm starting to think so.
Kathy, that is the joy of being a father, or at least a husband.
What?
Annoying your spouse.
No, that your kids can do that. Your spouse should not.
No, she has. Tell us while Katie is prepping the joy of being a father.
Yeah, Ben, tell everyone the joy of being a father.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. I think it's cool, like things that you don't think about, things that you take every day for granted, and you have these children that you're raising, and you're trying to teach them just things about life in general, just the simplest things that most annoying, like why. Like you tell them something, why? Well, because of this, and why, and then you start getting a little further, and you're like, I really don't know why, and then you have to explain like it's like trying to learn how to read, and it's like I don't know why they make that sound. I don't know why these letters are supposed to be this way.
Well, I think at one point we knew, but then as we get older,
At 5, I don't remember anything.
I think that they probably taught us, but we don't. It's been so long since we learned to read that we don't need it anymore. We forget.
Yeah, I think like same thing with like math. I don't know. It's just. I think it's just interesting teaching. Like you have this, like, this person that relies on you for everything, and like you're teaching them everything about life. It's just very.
So deep.
I know. It's
so
very
deep.
fulfilling. Is that you don't have it on high, you just have it on medium over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. We're good.
Okay.
I think that was really nice of what you just said.
Yeah.
Very kind. Our kids don't listen to us for what, but we try.
No, they don't listen at all.
They don't. But we try. Let's start making the gravy. By the way, I took the dredged chicken and put it back into the refrigerator just to sit for a second, be one with itself in the fridge while we make the gravy. And We're doing this gravy first because you want your chicken to be hot out of the oil when you serve it with the gravy. So we're just going to kind of work backwards a little bit. Plus, it does give it time to sit for just a minute. We're going to start. I have this over medium heat. Actually, a little bit higher than medium heat. Bring that down. It's 4 tablespoons of butter.
Dun, dun, dun. I just ordered 2 more spoons today.
Do what?
Ordered two more of my gray spoons, my gray silicone spoons
I thought
today.
they didn't make those
I
anymore.
know, I didn't think so either, and I found them.
Well, good. Happy Father's Day. Want to wrap them for you?
Yes, please. They should be here.
Good.
Probably be here by Monday, I guess.
Okay. Into.
She knows what I like.
Yes, I do.
Whatever shows up on the porch.
Yep. Pretty much. Golf clubs, golf balls.
That's right.
Cover or head covers
whatever
for
shows
your
up.
yeah. So 4 tablespoons of butter, and then we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of flour. And you're just going to mix this around until the flour and the butter become one. A lot of things becoming one in this recipe, but really you just want to get this going until it turns a really pretty light brown color and cooks all the raw flavor out of it. You'll be able to smell when it's ready, and believe it or not, I actually can smell this, and it's smelling delicious. Gravy cooks quickly. The thickening part can take just a little while, but
not very long.
Not very long.
It goes from like watery to
Yes.
thick in a second, and then if it goes too much, then you're done. There's like you can't do anything with it.
you can always add more milk if you need to thin it out. You can always add a little bit more flour in a slurry, which is flour and water mixed together, to thicken it up if it doesn't thicken on its own. But this is a really pretty color now, and I think the flour has had plenty of time to toast. We're going to add 2½ cups of whole milk. Slowly. Well, you don't want the flour to, let me just get a little bit more in there. You don't want the flour to cake up. You know what I wish you would have ordered while you were ordering one of your spoons?
What?
Is a silicone whisk.
Mm-hmm.
So that people don't have to hear this sound. Which I don't mind, but I'm not watching. I'm actually doing, so it doesn't bother me. You're adding enough to work out all of the lumps and bumps and clumps.
Your sister asked, "Is the milk room temperature?"
This was because we do a lot of our prepping, you know, in order to prep it and get it all ready and be ready on time. I don't have a lot of time to pull everything out of the fridge right before. So yes, this was room temperature. If anybody knows if it should be, let me know. Or if it should be cold milk. I'm using room temperature and it seems to be doing just fine. Actually, all of our ingredients, including the duck eggs, were room temperature today. I mean, not the chicken. The chicken came out at the last minute.
Yeah, I think the milk had been out for like 30 minutes or so.
About. Just enough time. All right, so nice and silky smooth. Keep it moving. I know, I'm sorry that this noise is annoying. And while that's going, I am going to add some salt, a couple pinches of salt, and then also some freshly cracked black pepper, which makes it a pepper gravy. I don't know about you, but I'd love to see
Elaine
black
says,
pepper in there.
"Oh, a different Elaine."
Yeah.
Or no, Ellen.
Oh,
Sorry. Ellen says, "It's better to use room temperature, causes less lumps."
Oh, okay. Well,
It's good to know.
I knew that. That's why I left it all out. I didn't know that. is why I love cooking with y'all on Thursdays, because I learn from you. I hope that every once in a while I teach you guys something. I don't know. But I always learn from you all. I love it.
Rose says that if the milk is room temperature, what temperature is the room?
Well, in here right now it's kind of hot. Maybe 72, perhaps.
I think that was kind of like which one came first, the chicken or the egg, maybe.
All right, and I am going to turn this.
Because wouldn't you, if you put something cold in the room, would it cool the room down?
Okay, you're enough. You're philosophical.
And we had ice just a little while ago. You never know. Our kitchen could be 69 degrees.
All right, everybody. I'm going to remove this from the heat because I do think that it is only going to thicken as it cools.
And we had to have somewhere to fry the chicken.
But we're going to fry some chicken. And what I do want to do first of all is just God, that's good. So good. All right, let me get this off the heat. I didn't have a actually it's not heat, you know what I'm saying, off the, it is when it's on there, right? Because the induction burner. All right.
You still have a chance to put on a.
I know. I didn't grab an apron before.
Yes. Before you start frying stuff and getting it splattered all over your white shirt.
No.
Do you want to take a TV timeout?
Yes. Let me pour my oil in here. Enough. Half an inch to an inch to be frying.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Keep pouring.
Yeah. Just using vegetable oil.
Yeah.
We'll get that going.
Okay.
There we go. Plenty. All right. TV timeout. I'm gonna grab my apron.
We're still here. We're still here. Sorry.
Keep busy, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, what's everybody doing for the week? Perfect. She's back.
Tell that Ben doesn't talk for a living, because I could have told you like at least 45 different stories in that amount of time. Yes, just in case. Okay, so our oil is getting hot, and we're going to pull our chicken out.
I don't know, Myra. I don't know.
What is it?
Myra's just got the eyeballs looking up on.
I have another one of our sheet pans with a wire rack on there and a paper towel for draining your chicken. These are going to cook very quickly because not only are they tender, so they're smaller pieces of meat, they've also been
Beaten to death.
Yes, it's a technical term.
Beat them.
Use your mallet, your meat mallet, to make sure that they're
Pulverized.
around the same size thickness, so they're going to cook quickly. I like to tell when your oil is ready, when you can take a little bit of a drop of water and put it into your oil and it begins to bubble. You don't want it to be too hot that is the second that you put your chicken in, it starts to burn. So let me give it the test. Just a little. And this is just over medium heat, not ready yet. But it will be.
Tenderized.
Tenderized.
Yeah.
Yes.
Susan.
Yes, tenderized. All right, now we're starting to move along. Ooh, I can hear it. Can y'all hear it?
A little bit. Downtown karaoke. Is there a place called Downtown Karaoke? At City Center Park?
There might be.
Or Greensboro Center City Park, yeah.
Maybe. Do they do that all the time?
I don't know. That's what BB&T said that they're performing on July 4th.
Okay, like right on the sound stage that's there?
I don't know.
Probably. Oh, underneath the big tent in Center City Park?
I
You
don't
know, the big...
I mean, it says it's
yeah.
Downtown Karaoke. I don't know if it's a thing at the park or what.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We're not there yet. We're getting there though.
Yeah, I didn't hear the true snap, crackle, pop on there.
Just got it on a low fry. I don't want it on a high fry. Nervous about the high fry.
Yeah, because we definitely lit some things up doing that before.
Yeah.
Okay. How's it doing?
Let's see. Oh. Not yet. But that one is going to be a good indicator of when it's time to fry. I bet you all the southern ladies who are watching me are like, what is she doing?
Yeah, you got.
I'm learning.
You got to crank that thing up. Where's the little thermometer thing?
You know, I don't know, bud. I'm not sure. I didn't have it out.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So you got to bump it up a little bit. What's it at?
And this says it's 350. Which thermometer are we talking about?
I'll talk about just the instant read thing, just to see. You can like tilt it to the side there, see if it. Now, if anybody's looking for a last-minute fantastic Father's Day gift, this thermometer by Thermopin is fantastic.
It's going 212, 216, 221.
Yeah, so that Thermopin is I think it's the MK2 or something like that. Great thermometer, instant read. MK4. It is also, I believe, got a little bit of water resistance to it, but awesome little thermometer if you have a dad that cooks.
There we go. Yes. Yeah. We use it all the time. All the time.
Except for earlier in the show, we did not use it.
What do y'all think? 350.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
The
it's
oil was
working.
only 200 and something.
It's working on it though.
Okay.
It's working. It's a slower moving process, although it feels like
If we would have had 2 burners,
I know.
if we would have just done the gravy over there, just said, you guys know what gravy looks like, and then fried.
That's the problem here. If we had our burners right here, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Because then I could be doing all the things over here.
I could just put a camera over there with that other.
Good, but it's, you know.
You got to
All right,
get
here we
Katie's
go.
back.
And obviously don't want to crowd the pan, so we're just going to do one batch and then I'll show you. We're going to get, if you're just joining us, we're making fried chicken for all the dads on Father's Day.
If you're just joining us, you are way late.
Yes.
You're almost an hour late.
We've already had a cocktail. We're working on our cocktail, which we chose to make an old-fashioned. Mine, not as strong. Or no, mine twice as strong as the one Ben made me, so.
A little heavy-handed.
Earlier. Well, I think not as heavy-handed on the syrup as I would have liked to have been. You know?
Well, I put some of that vanilla
Simple syrup?
vanilla simple syrup. I just did like a 2 teaspoons of it in there.
Okay.
Just because I was like, we have it.
Yeah.
It calls for sugar down at the bottom to then muddle things in, but I didn't feel like muddling, so I just said, yeah.
Well, we're going to serve our fried chicken tenders with a little side of gravy. So, you know, you can take your tender, dip it into your gravy if you want. But we're also going to serve it over some mashed potatoes. Might throw a green bean or something green in there just to offset all of the brown and the white that will be on the plate. But I think a salad could be fun with this. A vegetable, you could do a vegetable in there, or even some green peas because, you know, that is like 1950s fried chicken with white gravy and an old-fashioned. Once we get this first batch done, I'll show you how we're going to serve it. Yes?
I don't know if Elaine is. I think she's being serious. Yeah, she came late. She was wondering what the cocktail was.
Oh, an old fashioned, Elaine. It's an old fashioned. Has bourbon. Has.
Because she's been commenting the entire time, but also she didn't start commenting until after we got done with the old fashioned.
Maybe she missed it.
So I was like, man, she's hung on for a long time.
The old fashioned has bourbon. It has some orange. It has some Luxardo cherries and their syrup, and ice. Is that it? That's all we added. Yeah. So an old fashioned.
I'm about to say, when you flip those,
Yeah.
throw the potatoes in the pot, because otherwise we're gonna have some cold tenders with hot potatoes.
I haven't flipped them yet, but we're working on it. Oh, and by the way, easiest. I mean, you can buy these little potatoes. I picked these up at Best Way. I think they had ones that were. This is called the Dynamic Duo. They had one that was called the something Trio, and they had like the little purple potatoes in there too. But we're gonna mash them, so I just thought might as well go with these.
I also thought about roasting them, but then that just kind of took too long.
Yeah, that didn't sound fun.
Just pour them in there.
I don't want to burn myself.
It's okay, just pour it in there.
You're not the one doing it.
See? Not that bad. Okay, let's see what we got.
Working on frying the chicken, everybody. Working on it. We'll just wait.
Might hit a new record here. We're at 46 minutes.
All right. My gravy's looking fantastic.
I don't have an overhead shot for that, so
Well,
everybody's
that's
saying.
fine, but it is. It's looking real good. All right, now we're going. And we're going to fry it in batches, obviously. You wanted to, I might turn on our oven to keep it warm. Which, you could be doing if you wanted to do your chicken first and then make your gravy, just turn your oven on. I just didn't want it to get dried out. You know what I mean? Although it's been in this oil long enough, it's probably so tough and so dry that we won't be able to eat the first couple pieces. Maisie will love it. Back there. She'll love it. Ideally, you're going for the chicken fried chicken to have a beautiful light brown coating on both sides.
Thank you, Molly Smith.
What'd she say?
She said Happy Father's Day.
That's so nice, and happy Father's Day to all of you out there.
And to Uncle Derek,
Yes.
wherever he may be.
I saw this really awesome Instagram hack. I'm sure you've all seen it for what to do or how to do your oil or bacon grease. You take Reynolds wrap and you put it into the drain of your sink, creating a very sturdy bowl. Pour your cooled oil into, it kind of all cools into the drain, and then since it's cooled, then you can wrap it up and dispose of it. You could also use, what do we use? We've used a can before, a bottle.
We got things over there we're going to use because
Yes.
Don't
pour it down your sink.
Yeah, I like Reynolds foil,
Yeah.
but any indicator of how bacon grease stays, like when you wrap a sheet pan in
Yes.
foil, and then no matter how tight you wrap it, bacon grease still manages to get underneath there.
Yeah, that's true.
I would just make a funnel and pour it into a can or something.
As long as it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be working with hot oil. But I do love the egg coating and then the flour coating because it does create that very thin, very crispy, very crunchy outer shell and then keeps the chicken moist on the inside. When we eat wings and stuff, I prefer for them not to be breaded. When I eat fried chicken, I prefer it to have a little bit of a coating on there.
Extra breading.
Yeah. But something about wings, like I think that when you're eating wings and they are breaded, they can get too thick. And then all you're doing is eating breading, which, nothing wrong with that, but, I want to eat the actual wing, the chicken of the wing. Well, I certainly don't have to worry about the chicken being undercooked at this point.
Yeah, should
Y'all are lucky that we're only doing 4 at a time.
Your dad said.
Actually, I'm lucky because otherwise you would just turn me off.
Your dad said a great choice of foil.
Yeah, obviously. My dad worked for Reynolds for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Moved into the pharmaceutical side. Think about all the medications that you take or that you've taken that have foil attached to them.
Foil or any kind of packaging with
shrink wrap.
the blister packs,
Yep,
stuff
blister
like that.
packs. Now you can think of my dad every time you take your meds.
You also used to work with Hershey
Yes.
back in the day.
Hershey chocolate, the foil, and the packaging that, like Hershey's Kisses when they were wrapped in foil. We used to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania a lot with my family growing up. Took a tour of the Kisses factory, and I don't remember it all that well, but I do know that we got to have some Hershey's Kisses right off the conveyor belt after they were made. Fond childhood memories. Hershey Park. All right, y'all. I'm gonna pull some of these pieces of chicken. I think we're definitely good. Gonna let them drain onto your paper towel lined rack, and then we're gonna just mash up our potatoes. Gonna plate the mashed potatoes on, and then put some of our fried chicken tenders, and then top it all with some gravy, maybe some more freshly cracked pepper.
Now, if you do that, how are you supposed to dip it?
You can dip it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you can serve a little ramekin or side of the gravy. My vision here was that it would be a great fun finger food, but we're adding mashed potatoes to the mix, so eat it how you want.
You could also add tater tots to the mix and do that too.
Why didn't we think of tater tots until now?
Tater tots and gravy.
Delicious.
So it sounds like a good version of, what is it, poutine?
Yeah, I mean French fries with gravy, but yeah, our own. That'll be our own. Our poutine, our topped poutine. Anyway, it's time for us to go. I think I will post a picture of how we ended up plating our fried chicken tenders with our white gravy and our mashed potatoes. Thank you for joining us on Cookie with Katie and a Cocktail with our old fashioned. And happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Join us next Thursday. We'll see you then.